back to Ben Keenan Just Can't Stop Talking, the water cooler episode, aka the 10-ish minute news and culture recap, where I talk about everything that happened in the past 24 hours so that you're a little bit smarter about a lot of things. It is Wednesday, April 2nd. I hope you all were not fools yesterday. I already warned you not to be because we have enough fools in the world as it is, and I don't need you to be one of them. You guys, my neighbors are ruffling around up there. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. So without further ado, I guess let's just jump in, and we're going to start actually with the update that I told you from yesterday of New Jersey Democratic Senator Cory Booker and his standing filibuster. He officially broke the record of 24 hours and 18 minutes held by segregationist Strom Thurmond, who was protesting the passage of the Civil Rights Act. Cory Booker beat this record standing there and talking for 25 hours and 4 minutes.
I'm getting close to a record, folks, but... There's a room here in the Senate named after Strom Thurmond. To hate him was wrong. And maybe my ego got too caught up that if I stood here, maybe, just maybe I could break this record of the man who tried to stop the rights upon which I stand. I'm not here, though, because of his speech. I'm here despite his speech. I'm here because as powerful as he was, the people were more powerful. But I remind you, all those people who believe like me that we've got to redeem the dream, turn again to John Lewis, because you all know the story, my colleagues, of when the man that beat him savagely, drew blood, cracked bones. Decades later, he was a congressman. That man brought his grandson with him to ask for forgiveness from John Lewis. I heard about this story when I was in the car in Georgia with him. What did you do, John? This man that so viciously beat you, wounded you, bruised you, battered you. What did you do when he came to ask you for forgiveness? What did you do? And a good Christian man of faith, simply said, every one of us needs mercy. Every one of us needs redemption. I forgave him. I hugged him. We wept. And I looked at the boy. This nation needs you too.
Would the senator yield for a question?
Chuck Schumer, it's the only time in my life I can tell you no.
I just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how proud this caucus is of you? Do you know how proud America is of you?
There are two really cool things that came out of this for me. First, thank God something was finally lit under the Dems. We are seeing movement. We are seeing fight. This is what the people have been asking for. And second, there was something great about the record of segregationist Strom Thurmond having his record destroyed by a black man. That's just cool. The Trump administration admitted in a court filing that it had mistakenly deported a Maryland father to a notoriously dangerous prison in El Salvador due to, quote, administrative error. But due to him already being in El Salvador, they are unable to bring him home. And this is not even the first time that this has happened. It actually happened to a gay hairdresser fleeing Venezuela who was arrested for his tattoos, which we then found out were tattoos that said mom and dad and weren't gang related at all. And you know that this is fucked up when even Joe Rogan is saying something about it.
This is kind of crazy that could be possible. That's horrific. And that's bad for the cause. Like, the cause is, let's get the gang members out. Everybody agrees. But let's not innocent gay hairdressers get lumped up with the gangs. And then, like, how long before that guy can get out? Can we figure out how to get him out? Is there any plan in place to alert the authorities that they've made a horrible mistake and correct it?
Do not let this skate by. They're going to try to sweep this under the rug and gaslight you into believing that nothing was done wrong. Do not let them. Somebody needs to be held accountable for this. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi has directed federal prosecutors to seek the death penalty for Luigi Mangione in the alleged killing of the UnitedHealthcare CEO. Now, in the United States, you are innocent until proven guilty. Regardless of what people tell you, that is the law of the land. What is fascinating to me is that there is clearly an example being made of Luigi Mangione where school shooters do not get the death penalty, where sex traffickers do not get the death penalty, where other mass murderers do not get the death penalty. But Luigi Mangione, who allegedly shot the healthcare CEO, is suddenly being made an example of by the Justice Department, my gut says, so that people don't get the same idea about attacking power in this way, because it was the first time that we've actually seen people from across the political spectrum stand up together and go, wait, yeah, let's talk about healthcare in the United States. Our beloved Steve Kornacki and his election time khakis are leaving us. Well, kind of. NBC News confirmed today that Steve will be leaving his election analysis at MSNBC and will be moving to NBC News and NBC Sports as parent company Comcast prepares to spin off the bulk of its cable networks into a new standalone entity. Now, I have not watched MSNBC since the election. No reason to. I get enough stress from the internet already. I don't need more from the cable TV. But who am I going to watch now during election? I don't want to go find a new news network to watch this. I don't want to watch CNN. I don't want to watch NBC or ABC. I just wanted to watch them as NBC and Steve Kornacki. And is that too much to ask? Maybe he'll move back in the next 3 years. I don't know. Tinder launched something new called the Game, where users can test their flirting skills with an AI. I am curious about this, and I may have to try it out. And if I do, I will definitely upload a video and show all of you, because I'm sure you're interested in it too. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office announced that Israel eliminated tariffs on American goods. Since when did Israel have tariffs on America? Because I've been hearing for years that we are their closest ally. Why would there be tariffs on us? What did we do? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just don't fully understand it, I suppose. According to the Washington Post, Mike Waltz, the same guy who added the editor of The Atlantic to the Yemen bombing group chat, has also been using a Gmail account with his staff members in order to do government communications. Hillary Clinton would like to have a word. If this man does not go down for this nor the Signal chat, I have no faith. I mean, I have no faith already, but the faith has left the building at that point. I mentioned before there were special elections coming up, and the results are in the special election in Florida's 6th congressional district to replace Mike Waltz. Yes, the Mike Waltz I literally just told you about, who left the seat to join the Trump administration. And the winner is Republican State Senator Randy Fine beat Democrat Josh Wheel in what appears to be 14-point victory. However, this is a 19-point shift towards the Democrats since Trump won this district in November by 33 points, which is very on par with what we are seeing in special elections around the country since November. People are finally starting to wake up and realize they don't like what Trump and Elon Musk are doing, and therefore they're willing to vote for the Democrat. And another election update. The results are in the special election in Florida's 1st congressional district to replace Matt Gaetz, the congressman who was under an ethics investigation in Congress for paying for sex with a minor, but then was nominated by Trump to be the Attorney General of the United States. So then he resigned his seat in Congress. But then there were issues with his nomination because there weren't enough Republican senators that were willing to support him. There were still 49 that were willing to vote for somebody who was going to be convicted of having sex with a minor and paying for it. There just weren't nearly enough in order to get him to become the Attorney General. And therefore his seat is officially open to have a special election and somebody can replace him in Congress. Anyway, the winner of that seat is, drumroll please, the Republican Jimmy Patronis. He beat Democrat Gabe Valamont. However, again, much like the other race, Jimmy Patronis only won by 13 points in a district that Trump won by 37 points in November. This is a 24-point shift towards the Democrats. Patterns are emerging here, right? You're starting to see this. Don't listen to the people that are telling you not to believe what you're actively seeing. Brad Pitt is set to reprise his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood in a new movie at Netflix, directed by David Fincher and written by Quentin Tarantino. And finally, the results are in the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, where Elon Musk personally spent almost $20 million to try to influence the outcome. And the winner is, drumroll please, The Liberal candidate Susan Crawford, she defeated the Conservative candidate Brad Schimmel, preserving the Liberal 4-3 makeup of the Wisconsin Supreme Court, which means Democrats are still in charge of the Supreme Court in Wisconsin. Guess people really do hate Elon Musk, and he just lost almost $20 million because of it for literally no outcome. LMAO. And that's it. Ending on some good news, I suppose. That's all the news of today. We will be back tomorrow with more news that happens because news is always happening. If you cannot wait until tomorrow, you can follow me on social media. I am on YouTube and TikTok at I've Been Traveling. I am on Instagram and Threads at Ben Keenan. You can find me here on the podcast at Ben Keenan Just Can't Stop Talking on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, post about it, start a study group and a listening session where you can just like play all of these in a row, whatever it is. We're just going to keep building, you know? Okay. Until tomorrow. Bye.